I want to pivot this conversation to Charlie's wife.
Yes.
Erika Kirk. And I joked yesterday, on Thought Crime, I got a little, you guys razzed me about it, but I was quoting Blake, and because it came out, it was just this like amazing thing, and I should know better than to air private conversations publicly, but Erika was referenced, and Blake just goes, "What a woman."
Dude, she's unbelievable.
She's amazing.
I was in Phoenix, flying to Phoenix for something else, and Charlie texted me on the plane and said, I heard you're coming to Phoenix, because he knew everybody. I was like, how do you know that? He goes, do you have time for lunch? Yes. I had nothing to do with him. Was not here for Turning Point at all. And so I meet him at lunch with his girlfriend, Erika, and he wants me to introduce me to her. And I called Susie, my wife, after, and I was like, because my longstanding view has been, it's critical. Like, I really believe in marriage, but not for like syrupy reasons. Like, I think it really matters. I was like, that chick is a star. I mean, she was just like, no, this is what's true, and that's not true. I mean, she is, tough is not exactly the right word, because it's from love. It's from Christian faith. It's from faith in Jesus. But it like, oh man.
It emanates from her.
Oh my gosh. Unwavering.
And you want to know a crazy,
I love that.
You want to know a crazy thing I just realized last night? So Andrew Breitbart dies in 2012.
March 1st.
That inspires Charlie Kirk to start Turning Point USA in 2012. Guess what else happened in 2012? And we talk about people getting prepared and these little like nuggets that you think about. I just realized this. Erika Kirk won Miss Arizona in 2012 and hung out with Donald Trump in 2012 because of that.
I know.
And so I don't know. There are no coincidences, and but you can just see how God was preparing them. And Erika as well. Erika grew up with a single mom.
Yeah.
And so, obviously, you wanted Charlie's kids to know their father in a deep and profound personal way. But Erika is uniquely, even in the midst of that tragedy, is uniquely able to navigate that, even just conceptually and emotionally. Something I've talked to her about, and it's powerful even hearing her as she's working these pieces out. And I don't want to share too much privately, so they said this publicly, and I just love it. And I shared this on Twitter X the other day, and it went viral. So let's go ahead and play cut 19, one of my favorite interactions between Charlie and Erika.
My wife joins us, Erika Kirk,
Hi,
the beautiful,
everyone.
legendary Erika.
I love you so much.
I love you.
You're my best friend.
Welcome to the Charlie Kirk Show. We have asked the audience for questions. You pick one.
Who is more conservative and why?
Erika,
Yes.
by far. Not even close. I am a moderate compared to Erika.
Andrew always jokes that once you got married to me, you got more based.
That's true. That is true. No, Erika is very conservative. Do you
So.
think having kids made you more conservative?
100%. Which I didn't think was possible. But 100%. Absolutely.
And do you
And
think
a better wife.
Boy, that's the realest thing ever. It's hard to talk about your marriage because no one believes you. But of course, because it's your wife. You can't say anything bad. But like, I just know for a fact that that's true.
It's really true.
Yeah. Yeah. And by the way, I should note, because I can't control myself, that there was a picture of them in Maine, which they loved. That makes me sad.
Yeah. Well, Charlie was bad at vacations.
Yeah, terrible at vacation.
So he was in Maine this summer on vacation, and I just loved how it kept like, oh, well, okay, Fox and Friends wants me to guest, so we're going to take the weekend, like the best days of the vacation, where he could actually maybe, and Erika was just totally game for it. She was like, cool, let's go to New York. That's
No,
fine.
they came to my house, and he's like, I want to buy a house here. I was like, oh, you got to. The state needs you. It's good, And I'm sorry that they didn't, but
It's just been amazing to hear her talk about, not just their relationship, but like how they both viewed marriage. And we were saying the last exchange I had with Charlie by text message just on the way to the event, he was
I was on
Blake,
that text,
what are the best arguments for monogamy? And it gets back to that, the Christian civilization stuff we talked about, because he loved all the takes I'd give him, where I'm like, Christian marriage is in the Bible, but it's also this like secret weapon that made the West great, and like countries that follow Christian marriage, like they're amazing. They excel. They improve. They get better. They have
is true.
harmony between men and women far more than any other civilization. He loved all of that. And so I was rattling all that off. And I think the last thing I got from him is he like hearted a list that I posted. And then 10 minutes later, he was on the stage.
Yeah,
And-
that was those. I've looked back at those because I was on that text chain and I was chiming in, and they were the last texts that I exchanged with them too, and it was like 30 minutes before it happened, and yeah, we were talking about marriage.
That is
And
wild.
when
So
they
fitting.
talk about, hearing Erika talk about it, where she'll say stuff that sounds unbelievable to you. She's like, people would ask me, did you get mad at Charlie because he traveled so much and was doing so many things? And she's like, no, I didn't. And it was because we were on the same team. We were on the same mission. And I would have never wanted to in any way be hindering from him executing God's mission. And he would have never wanted to fail in any way in me executing the mission God gave me.
But but when he was present, he practiced Shabbat not because he's Jewish, but because he needed sort of a discipline to follow. And so from sundown on Friday, really all of Saturday, it was like he was off. You couldn't call him, you couldn't get a hold of him. I mean, there was ways if an emergency happened that I could get a hold of him.
And it was legit.
But it was
because
legit.
You'd see the wave of him like reading the things you sent on like Friday night or Saturday
then he'd
morning,
start
and finally reacting
blowing you
to
up
them
on Sunday when I'm trying to go to church. All of a sudden, Charlie's back on, and it was just like, and but he gave that time so purely and fully to his wife and kids, and Erika absorbed every moment of that. And I told this story yesterday, and I do want to like clarify something because apparently people took it the wrong way. But the night it happened, she got a call from a very important person. And that very important person, I'm not going to say who, it maybe isn't who you think, but it's a very important person, but asked, like, I just have to ask, like, what do you know? And he wasn't talking about some conspiracy theory. They hadn't even got the shooter at this point. And
It's a fair question.
He was asking, what do you know about Turning Point? What do you know about what Charlie was doing politically? What do you know about the donors? What do you know? Like, what are we working? What's our starting point here? And she said back, I know everything.
Thank God.
Because Charlie they would walk and they would talk and they would religiously, they would walk. Because Charlie hurt his back, he couldn't run anymore. He used to run like 7 to 10 miles a day. When I first started working with Charlie, he would just be gone running. And he hurt his back, he couldn't do it. So they would walk together. And if you ever walked with Charlie, the guy could keep a pace. The guy with big, long legs,
Yeah.
and they would talk, and they would lay in bed, and they would talk. And she was his vault, and she knows everything.
She has the same spirit. So when that was announced, or I heard that she was taking over, I was just elated. It's not an attack on anyone else, by the way, or a reference to any of the internecine battles currently going on, which I'm trying to not think about. It's just the fact, the provable fact that she had the same spirit and the same goals, the same mission that he had. That is just true.
Just more based.
I just want it without, whatever, but getting into it, but I just want to affirm that. I just saw that recently, yet again, and I'm just so thankful that she's taking over because it's a big deal. I saw Trump on Monday. He said I couldn't got elected without Charlie Kirk, and he's not prone to say things like that. He meant it.
Wow.